In this video, I'm going to show you how to design this church flyer here in Photoshop. I hope you are doing great today. But then, I welcome you to the channel. If you're new here, thank you for clicking to watch this video. And if you're old here, I salute you. Welcome back. I hope this video helps you in any way possible. So please, kindly go down into the description to download the resources we are going to need, and let's get started. Here in Photoshop, I'm going to start by creating my new document. So I'll come here to File and click on New like this. Here in this page, I'm going to take the units of inches and a width of 4 and a height of 5. And please fam, kindly consider subscribing during any point in this video where you find this video helpful. Make sure to leave resolution at 300 and hit on create to set up the page. And this is it. So I'll come here to File and go to Place Embedded to bring in this image, which is the texture right here. So I'm going to place it onto the page like this. From here, I'm going to enlarge it so that it fits to the page like this, and move it downwards so that I have the deeper part filling at the bottom like that. So I hit done because I'm actually done. From here, I'll go to Filter, Blur, and Gaussian Blur. I'm going to increase the pixels to 150 like this and hit OK. So from here, I'm going to create a gradient fill, which is a one-sided gradient. So I'll click here and just go to my create new fill and hit on gradient like this. Please note this settings: style on linear, angle on 90 degrees. I'll click inside. I want one-sided gradient, which is at the left. I'm going to set up my color here like this. I'll show you the code when I'm done. So this is my code I'm settling with. So I hit OK because I'm actually done and hit OK. So here in this page, I'm going to click and drag to the top because I want the deeper part filling at the top, more than half of the page like this, just as you are seeing it. I'll hit OK because I'm actually done, and this is like the before and the after. All right, so I'll create a new layer on the page like this and take my brush tool. I'm going to show you my brush settings from here: 800 pixels, hardness of 0, soft on brush, and we are good to go. Make sure opacity and flow are on 100% always. So I'm going to create the color I'm going to brush on with. So yeah, this is the code I'm settling with. All right, so I'll come to the center of the page here and create a strike like this on the page just once, and I'm good. So this is the before and the after like that. So bring in this engine image like this, and I'm going to make sure it fits to the top of the page just as you are seeing it. From here, I'm going to make sure to put blend mode on soft light. So here I'm going to put blend mode on soft light just to get it like this on the page. From here, I'm going to make sure to brush off the sharp edge. Then I'm going to create a layer mask on the engine image and take my brush tool, showing you the brush settings like this, just because my screen recorder isn't giving me the brush size on the page. Sorry about that. But then I'm going to brush off the edges like that, just as you are seeing it. So this is the pattern I used. So I'm going to close the layer mask just for you to see the pattern. So I went from the top here to the left side, just as you are seeing it. So this is it. This is more like the before and the after of the layer mask. So bring in this image, and I'm going to make sure it fits to the page just as you are seeing it. From here, all I'm going to do is to put blend mode on this image, on overlay. So this is it. Blend mode is on overlay. So from here, all I'm going to do is to blur it out a bit. So I'll go to Gaussian blur like this and blur it about 25 pixels, and this is okay. So it is too deep as a result of the gradient, so I'm going to adjust this in the gradient. So I'm going to click here and just drag the gradient downwards like that, which is the deep gradient, okay, down like that, just to get it like this on the page. So just clicking and drag it to downwards just to get it filling on the page like this, just as you are seeing it. So from here, I have gotten the lighter part at the top, so this is okay for me. And this is the before and after of the blur of the texture tool. I'll create a new layer and take my brush tool. So from here, all I'm going to do is to show you my brush settings, which you have to know, and I'm going to set up a new color for the page. Okay, so I'll show you the code whilst I'm done. So this is it. I'm just going to move it like that. So this is the code I'm settling with. I hit OK because I'm done. So from here, I'm just going to brush this color over the page just as you are seeing it, so that it feels at the top, and this is way cool. All right guys, so I'll take my move tool and I can adjust it anytime I want it, but then this is okay. So this is more of the background. I'm going to hit on the group icon after selecting all of them and name it background. So this is the background for our work. Okay guys, I think I have to drag this guy down a bit, so which is a deep brown we just brushed over. So I'll go into the group and select it and just move it down. It is always adjustable, which is we can actually move it down anytime we want. So from here I'm going to just bring in the man of God onto the page. So I'll go to file and place embedded. So here I'm just going to bring in this emoji 1 onto the page. I'll reduce the size because he's actually too big, and make sure it's at the center like that. From here I'll give it a layer mask and take my brush 2. So I'm just going to show you my brush settings from here. Always make sure hardness is on 0% and take the soft round brush, just setting my brush size to 500 pixels, and I'm good. So I'm just making sure opacity and flow are on 100%. So all I'm going to do is to fade the bottom like this so that it fades into the background just as you are seeing it. So this is it. I'll take my move tool and we are good to go. From here I'll just bring in the rest of the man of God. So I'm starting with emoji 2. I'll place him right here. So I right click and flip horizontal. I want him the other way, just like this. So there's it. I'll position him right here. From there I'll just go into the layer and drag its layer below that of the first man of God, give it a layer mask and take my brush tool and fade the bottom using the same procedure like that. So catch you guys at the end of So this is it, just the fading out and the arrangement on the page. So yeah, so I'll just bring in this fire image right here like this onto the page. So this is it. All I'm going to do is to put blend mode on screen like that and drag its layer down below that of the man of God's layer so that it hides behind all of them like that. So this is it. All I'm going to do is to press Ctrl+T or go to edit and free transform and reduce the size just so that it hides right behind it, just small like that. From there I'm going to create a layer mask and take my brush tool because I actually want to brush around it just to remove the sharp edges, just as I am doing. So this is it. Removing the sharp edges. This is the before and the after like this. Okay, so this is it. This is what I actually want for the page and we have gotten it. So I'm going to add some touches. So I'll just go to filter and take camera raw filter. So I'm going to add touches to this man of God and I'll apply the same format on the rest of the men of God. So this is it. You just have to play along with these features here in Photoshop, but then your motive has to be on the texture and clarity part of these features. Okay, so after adding the contrast, the exposure and everything, you just have to focus on the texture and clarity just to make it sharp and more crispy, just as you are seeing it on the page. So I'm just adding a few saturation and we are good. I will apply the same to the rest of the man of God. So catch you, but then just showing you the before and the after of the camera raw. This is just the application of the same camera raw features on the other two men of God, so we are good to go. From here all I'll do is to go to file and place embedded and bring in this Holy Spirit dove like this. I'll reduce the size like this and position it at the right like that. All I'm going to do is to put blend mode on screen like this. I'll zoom in just for you guys to see what is going to happen from here. So this is it. All I'm going to do is position it right there and go to edit and take free transform. I'll reduce the size because I don't want it this big and position it right there. Okay, so this is okay. From here all I'll do is to give it a layer mask and take my brush tool. From here I'm going to show you my brush settings because that's what we always do on this channel, and this is it. I'm taking a size of 100 pixels and brush around it the sharp edge because we actually do not want it sharp. I'll just make a duplicate by pressing Ctrl+J and move it to the left. Press Ctrl+T, flip horizontal, and we are good to go. So this is what you should be getting on the page and we are good. All I'm going to do is to select all we have done just now and group it by pressing Ctrl+G like this, and this is what we are having. So all I'm going to do is to name it emoji, short form for man of God, and we are good to go. From here all I'm going to do is to bring in this ellipse. We're going to create this 9-stroke ellipse like that. So I'll take my ellipse tool and just make sure it's on white so that I don't get you guys confused, and make sure the setting is on shape like that. I'll create this nice ellipse on the page just as you're seeing it. I'll take my move tool, close that, and go to edit and free transform. So all I'm going to do from here is to enlarge it and stretch. So I'm going to start by enlarging it and stretching it to the right and left just to fit the page like that. Okay, so this is it. I'll just enlarge it so that it closes, just to get it curved like that on the page. So this is what I want, and I have gotten it. I'll make sure it is well fitting to the edges of the page, just as you are seeing it. From here, I'll just go to FX and click on blending options. So to open the layer style, here in the layer style, I'll take fill opacity like that to 0% and take stroke like that, just as you are seeing it, and making the size to about 60 pixels is okay. Position on outwards. From here, I want the fill type to be gradient, so I'll take gradient for the fill type. I'm going to set the gradient, so please note these settings. I'm taking style on linear, angle on 0 degrees, and we are good. I'll click inside the gradient like this and set up the gradient. I already have my gradient set, so all I'm going to do is to show you the color codes like that. So this is the color code, and this is also the color code for the second one. So you can as well move the transparency up just to remove it from the page like that. I want it the other side. I just take reverse and we are good. I'll hit OK because we're actually done. From here, all I'm going to do is to create a new smart object. So I'll create a smart object. From there, I'll just go to edit and free transform just to reduce the stroke so that it comes within the shape the page we are working on. Okay, so that it does not cross the page like that. So this is okay and we are good. So all I'm going to do is to take my ellipse tool like this, create a very nice ellipse on the page. I'll take the move tool from here and position it at the center right on top of the stroke we have just created. And all I'm going to do from here is to hold control and click inside the thumbnail here just to make a selection around it. Close the eye of the ellipse we have just created and take the stroke we have just created. Go to select and select inverse like this. From here, all I'm going to do is on the stroke ellipse or shape like this, I'll just give it a layer mask just to mask that part off like this. So this is the before and the after like this, and this is what you have to be getting. From there, I'll go to file and place embedded to bring in this fire vector onto the page. So this is the fire vector. I'll position it so that it fits right inside the space or the space right there. So this is just as I am doing it. So like this is good. So this is how I got the fire vector hiding like that, not hiding right there. So from now, I'll take my type tool and I'm going to type in what the font Balmoral D. So this is it. So that's the font. Link is right in the description just in case. All right guys, so I'll go to edit and free transform. So after typing the embrace, I'll just enlarge it a bit more just as you are seeing it. So this is okay, and I'll make sure it is positioned at the center of the page like that. Alignment matters all times in designing. So I'll take my type tool again, horizontal type tool to be specific. Okay, so there is it. I'll take the font Bastro. It is the only font we actually don't use all over the design. It is just a one-time font. So yeah, I'm just going to type this detail, which is the chaotic with this font, and we are good. So chaotic embrace. Okay, so this is it. All I'm going to do is to change the color for this. So I'll select all and just set up the color of this text right this like this. Okay, so this is it. So this is the color code and we are good. All right guys, so I'll take that because I'm actually done. I'll take the move tool like this and go to edit and take free transform. So here in the free transform, I'll just reduce the size like this, just as you're seeing it, and position it right there. I'll hit OK because we're actually done from here and we are good to go. And this is how far we have come. Okay, so I'll take my rounded rectangle from here and create a very nice rectangle at the bottom of them all like this, just as you're seeing it. So I'll leave it like that and take my move tool. From here, all I'm going to do is to just increase the roundness to the latest, okay, to the fullest. So just increase it to the fullest just to get it more rounded like that. And from there, I'll just make sure to create some spacing at the bottom, just moving it up just as you have seen it. Okay, so I'll go to FX and blending option just to open the layer style, and here in the layer style, I'm going to give it a gradient overlay. So I'll take the gradient overlay and always style on linear, angle on 0 degrees, and we are good. So I'll click inside and I've already set a gradient sample. So all I'm going to do is to show you the color codes like this. So I'll take the left slider and just show you the color code. All right guys, so this is the color code I'm settling with and we are good. I'll take the right slider and I'll just click inside, just setting the color, and we'll be good. So yeah, let me set it a bit more. So there's the color code we are settling with. I'll hit OK and I'll hit OK again. So right here I want it the other side, so I'll check reverse, and this is what I have on my page. So all I'm going to do from here is to hit OK, because we're actually done from this page. All right guys, so we are good to go. Okay, so I just select all of what we have just done, just moving it to the top of the page, creating more space at the bottom, just so that the shape or the rectangle does not just fit at the bottom there like that. It won't be nice of us. Okay guys, just take the horizontal type tool and just give it a black color. I'm going to take the font Montserrat. So this is the font Montserrat I'm going with, and here I'm just going to take the font style of bold italic. So this is it. All I'm going to do is type in the detail right here, Shiloh our victory. So this is okay, and we are good to go. All right guys, so all I'm going to do here is to go to file and place embedded. So here the place embedded, I'm going to bring in this particles just to create some fire burning, or just particles like that. Put the particle image on screen, blend mode like that, and this is okay. I do not want it fitting or spreading around it, so I'll give it a layer mask and take my brush tool and just show you my brush settings as I always do here on this channel. Okay, so just setting my brush size on 200 pixels, hardness on 0%. All right, so I'll just brush off the sides that are actually not needed, okay, on the details. Okay, that just that I just want it flying on where the vector fire vector is. So this is okay, and we are good to go. All right guys, so all I'm going to do from here is to group the whole of what we have done. So all we have done, I'm just going to select all of them and group it just for easy identification. All right guys, I'm just going to name it Embrace, because that's the motive, and we are good to go. Okay guys, so from here all I'm going to do is to add the name of the church and make sure they're in alignment, and also just add the logo. So I'll come here to the tools and take my ellipse tool like this. Okay, so I'm going to draw this nice ellipse on the page just like this, and take my move tool. From here I'll just go into its layer like this and double click here in this terminal and take the color white like that. From here I'll just open the layer style like this and just take stroke. So I'm having the stroke color on white, that's why you're not seeing it, but then I have size on 10 and just reducing opacity just so that I get it light on the page to 20%. I'm just increasing the size of the brush yeah, to somehow about 12 pixels like that, and opacity on 20, and we are good. I'll hit OK because we're actually done. From here I'll go to file and place embedded and bring in this logo like this on the page. I'll reduce it all the way in like that just to fit it into the ellipse we have just created. So this is okay. I'll select them both and just make sure they are centered vertically and horizontally like that. I'll go to edit and free transform just to reduce it like this on the page. So all I'm going to do from here is to type in the name of the church like that. So catch you guys right up. Welcome guys, just made the typing and made sure they are in alignment, and that was all that was made. So this is it. I'm just grouping and naming them church name, and we are good to go. So from here all I'm going to do is to select the group and just go to select and select all, and just make sure it is well centered on the page, just in the middle of the page like that. Okay guys, so from here I'll take my horizontal type tool and just come to the left side of the page right here like this, just zooming in for you to see. I'm going to take the font Montserrat like this, and I'm going with Montserrat medium italic. Okay, so this is okay. I'll just reduce the size. So over here I'm just going to type in the presents, okay, and apply the edits on it. So let me type in, I'll select all and go to the character panel and just increase VA this big like that, 2400 like that. That's where I have mine, and reduce the size to 4.5, just adjusting the VA back again so I'm just going to have to put it on 1000, and this is okay. I'll hit done because I'm actually done. I'll take the move tool from here, just zooming out for you to see like that. Okay, so from here our target is going to be on the date. We're going to edit and craft everything about the date. So I'm just going to start. I'll take my rectangle tool like this, create this nice rectangle at the right top corner there, just as you're seeing it. I'm going to have to release it for now. Okay, so I'll take my move tool and just close this. I'll give it white. Okay, let me give it a white color for now. Okay, so this is okay. I'm just moving it to the top a bit like that. From here I'll just press Ctrl+T and just bring it in like that. Okay, this is okay, just making it look slim like on the page, just as you are seeing it. So this is okay. All I'm going to do is to go to edit and take free transform. So let me zoom in right here just for you to see what's going to happen here. So here you're going to hold Control and just take this bottom left corner here, node right there, hold Control and click and drag to the top just to move that side upwards. And as you're moving upwards, make sure your hand is holding the shift as well. This is going to make a perfect alignment for you while you're moving along. So this is okay. I'll create a new layer and take the rectangle tool because I do not want it to merge down into the rectangle below it. This is okay. So I'll create a very nice rectangle on the page, and this is what we are getting. Not all that big, covering the whole rectangle, white rectangle there. So this is okay. I'll just give it the dark code. This is the code and we are good. So this is okay. So all I'm going to do from here is to move this guy below that of the white ellipse, and this is what we are having. So I just press Ctrl+T and just enlarge it like that on the page, just as you're seeing it. I'll hit done because I'm actually done. I can see it's appearing at the outside, so I just hit on the left arrow key on the keyboard just to adjust it for it to hide right behind of the white shape right there. So this is what you should be having on your page like this. All right guys, so all I'm going to do from here is to go to file and place embedded to bring in this white paper texture right here. So I'll bring it onto the page. I'll just reduce the size because I don't want it like this. I'm going to have to flip it. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll right click on it, okay, and go to flip horizontal because I want it the other way. So yeah, the crumpled part like on the other side. So I right click and just create clipping mask on the shape we have just created like that, and this is what you should be having on your page. Okay guys, so this is it. So here I'm just going to type in the date. So yeah, I'm going to take the font Montserrat, just reducing VA like this to 0. Just going to take the dark color and I'm going to leave you. Yeah, so this is it. Just typing in the details, which is the date like that on the page. I'm typing it in and making sure that it is in alignment for me and my viewers. Okay, and yeah, that's it. So the only new font here is the date, which is the same font we are using, but then in all we actually use Montserrat. It is the only new font inside the date text. Okay, so that's it for now, and we are good to go. All right guys, so this is how you create the data alignment, and I'm going to select all of it and group it just as we do on this channel and make sure it's easy to identify. All right guys, so I just named it date and we are good to go. So here our target is now going to be on the theme we did not add, so we are going to bring it right onto the page. So here I'm going to bring it down here like this and zoom in. So I'm zooming in for you to see what's going to happen, just increasing the size of the font or the text right there, just typing in the theme like this. Okay, so this is okay. All I'm going to do is to change the color of the theme text like this. So I'm going to change the color. I'm just going to sample it from the page. This is the code and we are good. All right, so what I'm going to do is to copy it like this. I'm going to copy this code because I'm going to use it to type the names of the men of God. Not yet, but then I just copied it down. So here I'm going to type in the theme with Montserrat, and I'm going to type it with Montserrat font style of medium, and I'm just going to change the color to white and catch you guys when I'm done typing. Okay. So it's all about the typing and the arrangement and making sure that it is well centered and yeah, that's it. Let's box on. So over here I'm going to add the names of the men of God. I'm just going to add this man of God right here. I'm using the same font, Montserrat, but then Montserrat bold, like this. I'm just going to type in the name of this man of God, and yeah, that's it. So I'm taking the different font and just giving it the color, and all I'm going to do from here is to make a duplicate and just type in the rest of the men of God like that. So this is it, just as I am doing, and I'm sampling the color from the theme text that I copied, okay, just on the text you're seeing. So that's the yellow color like that. So I'm just going to enlarge this guy right here because he's the host and he has to be projected big. Okay, sorry for the background noise. Really sorry for any inconvenience, actually for this inconvenience, the background noise, and I'm really sorry for that. All right guys, but then let's box on. So this is it, this is how far we have come. I just grouped all of it, and which is the names of the men of God, and I just named it names of emoji for short. All right guys, so from here I'll take my ellipse tool. We are attacking the time, so where we're going to add the time. So this is the ellipse tool. I have created this nice circle on the page at the top left corner there like that. I'm going to have to position it right there. I'll take the ellipse tool, and inside the features we will go up there to the edit features, and I'll close the eye of the fill just as you are seeing it, and I'll just take the stroke. So I'm taking the stroke of white, okay, just hit on any color and the stroke will be active for you. Just changing the stroke size like that. So I'm putting mine on 4 pixels. I do not want it that thick and not all that thin like that. So that's it. So I'll take the stroke, the ellipse again, sorry, and create a very nice ellipse, but then this time around is small, so not all that big, but then make sure that it is at the top of the stroke ellipse we have just created. I'm giving it white because I want it to be match the stroke color like that, making sure that it is well aligned at the top like that. So just zooming in for you to see. So here I'm going to type in the time. Okay, so see you after typing in the time. All right guys, actually I'm going to type in with the font style of Montserrat, but Montserrat extra bold italic. So see ya. Alright guys, so this is all about the time and how to edit it. So make sure to select all the text and make sure it is well centered inside the ellipse like that. So this is all about it, and this is how you create a very nice church flyer on the page. I'll group all of the time and just go to edit and free transform just to reduce it. We do not want it all that big because it can be zoomed into on the mobile phone. This is something like an e-flyer, so it can be zoomed into on the mobile phone. So when it is small, whether small or big, but it is really small, it's actually attractive when they are small. So that's it. And yeah, so this is how you create a very nice church flyer. From here, just press Ctrl Shift Alt E and convert it to a smart object. All I'm going to do is to give it camera raw filter just to enhance the colors like that using the features, and you'll be good. Okay, this is how you enhance the features or the colors like this on the page. So welcome to the end of this tutorial, and I hope this tutorial helped you, and if it did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell icon just so that you'll be notified anytime I drop a new video in the near future. I'm Simplicity. See you next time in my next tutorial. I'm out.